Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of Scrap Mechanic Viewer Creations. Today with a bike special. As you can see, I have a lot of bikes and one ATV or a quad. And yeah, I can tell you so far that this bike here, it's like possessed. It's like there's something inside there that wants to come out. It's like yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So let's start, and I can tell you most of these bikes are by one creator, and that's Poison Sugar. As you can see, I will show you over here. And yeah, we have this black one from Poison Sugar, this other one, so these are pretty much the same, only that this one uses the suspension glitch. And this one is not, it's using the counterweight blocks and pipes. And then there is another one from Poison Sugar, and this KTM quad. And then I have this Ducati speed bike, also by Poison. Did you see that? Jumping? I'm telling you, this one is possessed. Okay. So then there are also two other bikes, and one of them is this one by Mr.Wizz, military MC motorcycle, and then there is this other one which I made. Yeah, I show my own bike. Yeah, because I also watch my videos. I'm also a viewer of my videos, and yeah, this is also a viewer creation. Okay, so yeah. Let's start with this one over here. Looks really cool. As you can see, some shock absorbers on the front, and as I said, this is a steering suspension, the stabilizer, and some realistic suspension on the rear side, which also really works, as you can see. And it was on 4, I think. Yeah. Also some details, as you can see, these belts and stuff. They also spin, yeah, when you drive. Really cool. Some lights, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Looks really good, great design. I really like it. Really like this bearing on top here, like a fuel cap. It's cool. Yeah, so let's take it for a ride. Yeah, where do I get it? Like that. Cool. Steering, I like the steering, looks good so far. Yeah. Let's take it for a spin. So you can also make wheelies on this one, I think. Very good handling, I like this one. The stabilizer does his job. It's really cool. Realistic steering, look at that. Like real life. Maybe I could just turn on the lights and then. Great steering. Perfect handling. I like it. This is one of the best bikes I've ever seen, I think. It's really even better than mine. It's not like I'm building the best bikes or stuff, but this one is cool. This handling, and it's not the fastest bike, but it's really fast actually. I could drive it all day. It works so good. I mean, look at it. So cool. So small, so detailed, and so good handling. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, so let's go on with this one. So this is pretty much the same as this other one, only that it's not using the suspension glitch, it's using counterweight blocks. And the body's a bit bigger, but cool stuff. Also these exhaust pipes bent to the side. Yeah, these small details that really count. I like that. And this one's over here, I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it looks cool. So you can just turn it on, like that. And yeah, take it for a spin. So this will not be as stable as this other one, because it's not using the stabilizer. But as you can see, it also drives really good. It's not that accurate as this other one, but it's still better than the most bikes I see on the workshop. It's really cool. Has a decent speed, and you can do pretty much everything. It has really good handling. It's cool. What should I say? Very cool bikes. Great job with these ones. So I'll just leave it over here. And what? Hello. Look at it. It's like breakdancing on the floor. Yeah. Freestyle. Behave. Yeah, so let's go on with the next one. So this is more like an off-road bike. And yeah, I think it's using the engine suspension on the back, and the suspension for the stabilization and for the leaning on the side, I think. Let's see. Yeah, left, right. Yeah. Maybe use a headlight. That would be cool. I don't know if these dirt bikes have a headlight. I'm not sure, but yeah, maybe it would be cool. Exhaust pipes all the way. This engine. Maybe you could use a smaller engine to fit it inside there, but it's also cool. Radiator. I like the small details. I also have a 3x1 radiator. Maybe you could use that one, so that one goes all the way from left to right. Some heavy blocks over there, I think. Yeah. So let's see how this one drives. Yeah. So the steering on this one, it's not that good. As you can see, I'm steering now to the right, now to the left. So it's not really doing what I'm expecting it to do. And it does some donuts when I'm steering. Come on. Yeah. It starts to oversteer, but you can do donuts with this one. Yeah, that's so cool. Look at it. Cool. Yeah, that's really good. But the steering is really not that good as on these other bikes. Yeah, well, you did start it on a high level with these other two bikes, so it's hard to keep up the quality. But yeah, I think you can do it if you just fine tune it a bit, so that it works as well as these two or this one. I know you can do that. So yeah, just a bit of fine tuning, and I think this will also drive as well as that one over there. So, but nevertheless, great looking, cool design, and it's still a very good bike. Yeah. So let's go on with this ATV, this quad, and yeah, some engine suspension in the front. Yeah, using engine suspension in the front. I'm not really a big fan of this suspension, but yeah, if you want to build like small creation like this one, I guess you could use that. But maybe just a tip, you could make the this double wishbone suspension, you could make these arms, the wishbones, a bit longer until something like over here. And you will still have decent steering. The wheel will not hit these bars or these plates, or maybe just a little bit. But you could place a suspension between these bars, and yeah, that will give you like a more realistic suspension. But also at the same time, it will be stabilized, and maybe the steering would not be that good. But yeah, it's just an idea. It still looks very good, and it has also a suspension in the back. And if I'm seeing this right, the suspension is not connected to the body, it only has a plate on top which hits this quad body, and else you will have to, if you want to connect the steering to the body, you will have to put the steering on bearings in the back and in the front, so it will be able to rotate. But then I also think if you do it like you did it over here, this pipe will hit this block over here, so you will not have that much travel. So let's see if I put it on one. You see it's not going down because the pipes hits the body. Are you listening? So it has just a little bit of travel, but that might just be enough to have a decent suspension. Yeah. So the suspension actually acts pretty good, except for when you hit something maybe with the front suspension. You see it gets stuck like that. That's why I don't really like the engine suspension. Should I put it on the lift? Maybe. But it drives pretty well. Maybe the steering, you see I'm steering the whole time to the left. And it's just driving straight. So the handling is not that great. Maybe the wheels on the back, I mean the wheels, they look really good. It's good for the design, but I don't think it's that good for the handling. So you might want to put some smaller wheels on the back. Yeah! Side flipped. I think there was a side flip. Look at that. You can do all kind of... This is a stunt car. A stunt quad. Yeah. So you might want to work on the steering on this one, but I really like how it looks. It's crazy. Yeah. And also these handlebars, you might want to make them a bit thicker. And yeah, maybe some headlights or something. But like I said, really cool design, really realistic looking design. But you might need to improve the handling. Yeah. Now, didn't I tell you to behave? Okay, so let's go one with yeah, let's go with this one. This possessed bike. So this looks like a sport bike, a speed bike. It's really fast, a drag bike or something. So also has, as you can see, the engine suspension on the back, and also using the suspension glitch for steering and stabilizing. And yeah, let's see how it drives. The steering is not really working, as you can see. I'm steering to the right the whole time. So the steering radius, it's really big, like huge. But it is stable and fast, but that's also pretty much it. So I know you can do better. So I've seen that on these other two bikes, the black ones. and you might want to use that technique on this one too, to make it more stable. I know it's hard to build bikes on Scrap Mechanic, but I know you can do it. You showed that on these other two bikes, and you might want to use the same technique on these other bikes too, because that will make them much better. You also know how to make things look good. So cool design and cool techniques, you know how to make them, how to do it, but yeah, just maybe take some more time and improve these bikes so they will drive good. But yeah, awesome job on all these creations. Pretty much the best creations, the best bikes I've seen so far. And yeah, let's go on with these two other bikes, which also look pretty much the same. And that's because, let's place this one over here and this one over here. Yeah, so this one is my bike and this one is from Mr.Wizz. So as I was building this bike, I showed some picture on Discord, on my Discord server, and yeah, he kind of took my design and made his own bike, so that's cool. And then I said, I thought, yeah, I really like this engine, and I stole his idea and used it on my bike. As you can see, it's pretty much the same engine. So yeah, so I inspired him and he inspired me, so that's really cool. And yeah, this is how Scrap Mechanic works, and this is how everybody can improve. So yeah, we all learn from each other, and that's a really cool thing. Yeah. So what I like about this bike is that, about my bike, is that it's so detailed, and yeah, I could also just leave remove the exhaust system, so it will not bottom down like on this point over here. You will see that. But I also wanted to have working suspension in the front and in the back, and I wanted to have all these details and just keep it small and look at it, it just fits like perfectly. It might be a bit... What? Oh, this bike again. Come on! Just behave. Trying to record a video over here. Okay. So, as I said, I didn't want to leave all these details, so I also have a horn, but I don't have a switch word. I just forgot to do that. So, yeah. So this one is also really small, using the same techniques, the same counterweight blocks and stuff, and it also has a belt, but it doesn't have a rear suspension. It's like the rear wheel, it's fixed on this, it's mounted on these bearings which are connected to the controller. But it's a very good car, it's a very good bike, yeah. And it also drives very good. And yeah, let's just take it for a spin. It's fast, it's much faster than my bike. And yeah. As you can see, it drives really good. It's not as good as this first black bike by Poison Sugar, but Mr.Wizz also did a very good job on this one, I have to say that. And this one does donuts too. That's cool. Cool. Yeah, and it has some lights on the back. I don't have lights on the back. And yeah, it's fast. It's faster than mine. You will see that. And yeah, it does these crazy things sometimes, just because it's so fast, I think. You can turn down the engine like I did on mine, and it will not do these things anymore. But then, yeah, it will not be... this bike, this one is... Come on! Just stay here. Yeah. Very cool creation. very cool creation. Maybe the headlight should point down a bit. Okay, so let's go on with my bike. So this is how it looks like. I really like it. So yeah, it has all the things you need. It has an air filter, the engine, completely exhaust pipes from front to back, and these brakes, and this belt system from front to back. Working rear suspension, also an engine suspension because there wasn't really enough place for a rear suspension. Working front suspension. I wanted to make this fender maybe a bit longer, but that will not work. Let me show you like this. If I place a block over here, it gets glitched through this pipe and it gets stuck when I remove the lift. But yeah, just don't look at it. So it has this front light, which looks really good, and it leans also to the side, not much, just a little bit. And yeah, it's not fast, but what I like about it, it's like, look at it, look how the suspension works when you drive it around. It's so realistic. It's like on a real bike somehow. I love it. So it's not only because I made it, it's so cool. I like how it behaves. Like, look how the wheel moves. I really like it. This whole belt system moves up and down, and I like that. So it's not fast, as I said. It's like more like to cruise around or something. Yeah. But Mr.Wizz also did a great job, me too, as I think. But I think still the best bike, it was this one. Really great handling, really great steering and everything. It's so cool. Yeah, this might be the best bike I've ever seen. It's really cool, I like it. And it's so small, and yeah, I really like it. Maybe put a radiator underneath here instead of these blocks. I don't know. Add some details. Maybe another headlight. But it's still, like I said, great bike. Really cool. Yeah. And this breakdance bike, I don't know what to say about this one. This is possessed. I think this is possessed. Is there? I think there's a small mechanic inside there somewhere. It's trapped inside there and wants to come out or something. Okay. Yeah, so if you want me to show your creation, join my Discord server and you can post it there in the Viewer Creations YouTube channel. And yeah, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you guys for these cool creations. And yeah, thanks for watching and I see you next time. Bye bye.